It's a new one. They knew they had some issues, and they were really responsive. Just sent us a new board. Took 5 minutes to put a new board in, and off we went. So support is good. Yeah, you're probably just fine. All right. Well, so welcome. We're glad to have you. Anyone else? Yes. Anyone else new? I see a lot of familiar faces here, so I think we're good. All right.
We have a guest.
Oh, who's your guest?
I'm Molly. He's my dad, Clint Smith, and he asked me to bring in all my treasures from him to show everybody. So.
Oh, great. Well, we're happy to have you.
Welcome.
Clint does beautiful work. Okay. Let me get back. I forgot to print out my darn agenda. I fortunately have it on the computer here. All right. So as always, I say this every time, if you have a new address, email address, phone number, please let the treasurer know. It was Tom over there. So we keep our roster up to date. That way you keep getting our newsletters and we know how to contact you. Okay, if you need a name tag, Katie is here. She's our name tag person. So if you are new and you need a name tag like this, so we know who you are, Dr. Katie, she will get one for you. Okay, so normally I would do the secretary's report, but Steve is not here today. You let me know that. Is he on Zoom?
He's on Zoom, yeah.
Okay. Does he want to? We can ask Steve. Do you have anything you want to share for the secretary's report? You can just say yes or no there.
I'm here, Steve. This is Steve. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, yes. We can hear you.
Okay. Yep. Secretary's report was good. No, there were a couple changes we made, and that all was fine. So it's all in the minutes there on the YouTube channel. So.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Approval.
Oh yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah. So approve the secretary's report.
First.
All right.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor.
All in favor. Thank you.
Aye.
I have just. I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted. I have been just completely bombarded with stuff here. I'm still working through on my job with a company that got hacked. So it's my brain's a little fuzzy because I just haven't. I haven't been able to concentrate on much else but that. But now it's finally I get to finally move on. Okay. Treasury report. Tom.
Beginning balance this month was $3676.62. For revenue, we have $25. $20 that was membership. $5 was a gift. So total revenue was $25. For expenses, we sent a $500 check for Steve Good as a gift at that point toward his expenses. And then Carl, we paid $38.74 for the new Roku.
$42.35.
But I didn't pay him for the tax, so he caught me. I'm trying to make money for you folks, but so
Creative accounting.
So that'll come out in next month's
Okay.
report.
Okay.
So total expenses $538, leaving us $3,162.88.
Okay. Yeah, so we're sitting on a pretty healthy balance there. That's good because we'll have other expenses coming up. So,
Petty cash is still $70, no change.
Okay. All right. So
we still have 3,100.
So motion to accept.
Move.
Second.
Good. Approved.
Aye.
All right. Opposed. Good. All right. Got that. All right. TLC Toys. Roger, what do we got?
Last month we turned in 316 cars, 223 paintables, 64 gnomes, and 4 thank you gnomes. And I also want to mention I've got plenty of wood out there this time, so I want to go home empty. And if you've got small pieces of the wood that you can't use, save them. Because we can make the little toys and stuff for the state fair. So I'll be bringing patterns next month for that. Because we got to do this ahead of time because we don't meet this summer. Now, I got gnomes over there for the 4th of July. So that's got to be turned in by our last meeting.
In May, yep.
Or you can take a trip up to Coon Rapids. So,
Perfect.
everything is looking really good, and we gotta find out about where we stand on the state fair as well.
Yep, I have that in the agenda. We're coming up, it's coming up in the agenda, don't worry. We will be talking about State Fair today. And then just for our new member there, what we're talking about TLC Toys is that Roger coordinates this for us. It's a company, it's a organization up in Big Lake, and we cut out toy patterns for them. They take them, fix them up a little bit, and then they hand them out to nursing homes, daycare centers. I forget, there's a whole bunch of different places.
Fire departments, police
Fire
departments, yeah.
And so it's something we do, and Roger provides the patterns, TLC provides the wood. You just simply get the patterns, and as much wood as you think you can use, bring what you've completed back the next session. Roger gets them up where they need to go, and it's something we do as a charity thing for TLC Toys. It's a really nice charity. It's something we've done for quite a few years. So if you're interested, anyone, please see Roger. He's got a car full of wood, and I'm sure he does not want to bring it home. He's right out front. He'll be out there after the meeting, probably during a break too. Just talk to Roger, get some wood, get some patterns, and he can walk you through what we need, what we're going to do. And the state fair stuff, we will talk about that coming up. It is in my
There's
agenda.
patterns on the table over there, so.
Yep, patterns are on the table. Find what you want to do, get some wood from Roger. The wood is all provided by TLC, so you don't need to provide the wood. Just simply your time and your blades to cut it out. Okay, so moving on. So here we go, club updates. So as you can all see, we have the obituary up for Steve Good. Unfortunately, he did pass away on Monday. I'm sure probably everyone here is familiar with Steve Good. If you're not, Steve Good ran a website where he would produce patterns. And we've all made, I would say, everyone I know here has made Steve Good patterns. Everyone that I've talked to that I can say for sure, I know most of you probably made Steve Good patterns. We had Steve Good via Zoom a couple of years ago. He did a presentation. It was really great. Really nice guy. Just he has great tutorials on his website. It's where when I first started, I went to his videos and watched his YouTube videos on how to get started scrolling, how to do simple things. All my foot pedals for my scroll saw are on a little box, because he told me, because I was watching him, he said, yeah, when you're sitting with your leg fully extended, trying to reach that pedal, it's kind of uncomfortable after a while. If you bring it up a little bit, you don't have to extend your leg, and boy, he was right. It makes it a lot more comfortable. Simple stuff like that. He reviewed saw reviews here, and the patterns. So, like I said, I'm sure most of you are pretty familiar with Steve. And unfortunately, he was having some health issues, and he had another heart attack, and unfortunately passed. Now, I know myself and several other people here in the club went to his website, and you can actually, for $20, you can download a file that has all his patterns from the beginning through 2024. The ones from 2025, 2026 aren't included in this, but there are I think it's over 4,000 patterns.
4,976.
There you go. So it's a big file, but it's all automated. So you don't have to worry, does his family have to try to figure this out? It's he had it set up through a business that does this kind of thing. So you literally click, you pay through PayPal, they send you a link, you download it onto your computer, and you've got all those patterns. And the reason I downloaded them, and I'm sure everyone else that did download it, is that who knows how long his website's going to be up. That's not easy to take something over like that. So see, this was Steve's life. I mean, he ran the website, he ran the blog, he made the videos, he made the patterns. Speaking from personal experience, having taken over a business for someone when they pass away, that can be really difficult, even if you're involved in it. And I don't know how involved his family was in it. Trying to keep that going can be really tough. And there are plenty of pattern sites that are just gone because somebody ran it, they passed away, and those sites, those patterns are gone forever. Maybe somebody bought them and hasn't, or maybe they're just sitting there because a family member just didn't know how to run, wasn't interested, wasn't able to, or didn't know how to run it. So I encourage you, if you would like his patterns, go spend the $20 if you can, download those patterns, because that $20 goes to help keeping the website going. And they are interested in they said they were taking donations to keep the website going as long as they can. So I encourage you, if you can, to do that. to help out, keep that website going. And it's, what is it, Scroll Saw Workshop, or just look up Steve Good.
Well, Steve Good.
There it is,
to
Steve
do-
Good.
Well, that's to donate.
That's the donate. The actual website is Scroll Saw Workshop, but if you look up Steve Good Scroll Saw, it'll pop right up. It's the first one that pops up. And like I said, he was beloved and well-known, and the stuff he did was he had a really interesting model where he gave away all his patterns, and then he made his living off of donations, and then he also obviously had marketing deals with different companies, and that's how he made his money, which is really kind of it's a unique way of doing it, give away your work rather than sell it, but it's a really nice way, especially for beginners, because he's got everything from really simple patterns that a beginner can do to really complex patterns that are not so easy for a beginner to do. And it's a great way to get started for basically zero money. You download the pattern, you print it out, and you figure out if you like it or not. It's a great way to get started, and he's helped a lot of people get started. So a really good person. It's a really big one. Oh yeah, there he is with them.
There's a picture of John and Steve Good at the Midwest Trade Show in Dubuque, Iowa, in
I
2017.
think that's Warren.
Warren, excuse me, Warren.
Sorry, Warren.
I was there, but not in the picture.
Okay.
My middle name's John.
Warren,
So yeah,
John.
I wasn't there. 2017. I wasn't down there, so I didn't meet Steve Good. But yeah, my limited interactions with him, he was always extremely generous and giving us. I mean, when we had him, he wouldn't let us pay him. Not only that, he was giving stuff away to our members, which was really neat. And so, I mean, just a really generous, great guy, just willing to help anyone out, and just really, I think, really elevated the scroll sawing world. And we need more people like that. So, hey, anyone else wants to take his place? Not me. I don't design patterns, but yeah, no, Steve Good will be dearly missed by anyone who's ever done anything with scroll saws. All right. So, moving on from a sadder note to something a little bit more on the upbeat. Coming up on April 23rd to the 26th, the Northern Woods Expo at Eden Prairie Center. So this is presented by the Minnesota Woodworkers Guild. Warren, were you there last year? Yep, yeah, it was Warren. Warren was there last year, took a bunch of pictures.
I was there.
Carl was there too.
I've been, try to get there every year.
Okay,
It's
sure.
just gorgeous stuff.
I remember we had the pictures like last May, and I'm gonna try and make it this year. I couldn't make it last year. I really wish I had. This thing is amazing. So it's free. I believe it's
Oh, yep,
free.
yep.
And it's all just some really amazing stuff. So if you can get out there and see it, I highly recommend it. It is April 23rd through the 26th. So it is coming up, and I am planning on getting out there, taking a bunch of pictures, having it here for May. The Woodworkers Guild is the same group that puts on the October Expo at the State Fairgrounds.
Yep.
Which will be coming up in October. We'll talk about that more as we get closer to it. But that is going on again this year. Okay, so I know it's only March, but before you know it, it'll be August and the State Fair will be here. So I wanted to make sure we talk about the State Fair, and there's a couple of reasons I want to talk about State Fair now. State Fair is our biggest event of the year. I think, yeah, it's a little more involved than the Woodworkers Expo, just because it's a little trickier with the fair. So Tiffany is taking over coordinating for Don. So Tiffany, you've fully taken over for Don now, is that correct?
Yeah, there's a little rough transition, but I'm gonna work that out.
We're getting it. That's fine. So what'll happen now, anyone who hasn't done the state fair before, we have a booth at the fair, and now last year we got a really nice booth.
Yeah.
We used to have this corner thing, and it was tight, and
Oh, it was
it was
hottest day of the year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
A couple of years ago it was so hot. But anyway, it was tight. There wasn't a lot of room. It was tiring. It needed to be redone, and they got the message, and they built this beautiful new booth. And before we had one saw. It was kind of in the back, but now with this new booth, we've got enough room. We're thinking about doing two saws, so one on either side. So we have two people sawing, one on either side. I've got an idea. I'm gonna try out. We'll see if it works. I have a small camera and a TV on a stand, and I'm gonna try to put it directly over who's cutting, so that people can actually see a cutter's eye view of what we're doing as we're cutting. So it'll be a live camera as we're cutting. So, so that we're gonna try that, see how that works. I'm gonna do some testing here and see if we can make that work. And then another thing I'm looking at trying, so I'm looking for anyone's feedback on this. If you think it's a terrible idea, let me know. You have ideas that you'd like me to integrate. When the Woodworkers Guild was there, they were in our same booth. We were only there one day. And the Woodworkers Guild was there in the booth, and they did demonstrations through the day. So like at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, noon, they would have a demonstration. And it would be, and you know, I don't know, maybe I forget what they're doing, maybe like dovetails or some sort of setup, anything like that. So I'm thinking what I'd like to try is for us to do that. To have a schedule through the day, it doesn't have to be every hour. Just a short 10 to 15 minute session where we have Scroll Saw 101. What is a scroll saw? What can I do with a scroll saw? How do I set this up? How do blades work? Just a really quick overview to kind of get people, to show people what we can do, what it's about. That was one of my ideas. Another idea was like maybe showing compound cutting. How do you do compound cutting? These do not need to be elaborate. And I know I am notorious for going into the weeds, and I can talk for hours about scrolling. So I will probably end up doing at least some of these, and I promise to keep them down, keep them short and to the point, and not get into the weeds. I will try. I'm not going to make any promise. I shouldn't make any promises. But what I'd like to do is so that we have basically a small sign says at 10 o'clock we will be having a presentation on fretwork. At 1 o'clock we will be going over scrolling 101. What's a scroll saw? How do you get started? You know, things like that. So I'm looking for anyone's feedback on ideas you have for topics. And I would love it if someone else wanted to do a topic. And you can come to the fair and you don't have to do time. We're going to still do what we always do. We're going to be at the booth. We're going to be showing our stuff. We're going to be talking to people that come up. That's not going to change. And we're going to have these presentations. I would like to have these presentations because I think that would kind of draw people in. Sometimes people are afraid they're a little nervous about coming up and asking. But if it's a presentation, they can kind of sit back and watch, and we'll talk. Hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to do compound cutting. I'll have the camera up. Here, take a look. You can see this is how I'm positioned. This is how I'm making this cut. And then this is what you have. You know, we'll kind of do the TV magic where I'm thinking we can do the TV magic where you have one already cut. Here's how we start. Hey, here's your finished project. So we're not sitting there cutting for an hour while they're waiting for us to finish cutting. We say, this is how you get started. This is what you end up with. You know, here, do the different stages. We'll have to figure all that out, but.
I'd suggest that we coordinate our times with the other woodcraft, the group that's doing their demos.
They're on a different day.
Oh, they're on a different day.
Yeah, they're in the same booth. Like we're there on Tuesday.
I was just going to take the same crowd that was sitting next door, but.
Yeah, that would be nice, but last year we had the quilters next to us.
Oh.
Which is fine, but it's just quilters and woodworkers are two different groups.
Yep.
And that, hey, my mom's a seamstress and my wife does crochet, so hey, I'm all for quilting and actually they were crocheting, not quilters. They were a crochet group. They were really nice, but anyway, so we're just there for one day, and like I said, I think the woodworkers were there Thursday. We were there like Tuesday, so that would be nice if we could just funnel people over.
Do we have any control over which day we go?
No, I believe they just tell us what day we go and we go.
Because, I was able to make it on Mondays, but.
Yeah, unfortunately with the fair.
Getting transportation up here.
Yeah, it's tricky.
If it's on one of their senior days, I've got it.
Yeah, unfortunately the fair is gracious enough to let us do this. They don't charge us anything. We sponsor a few of the ribbons. I'll go over that in a minute, but basically we're just happy that they let us come and do it. It's a lot of fun. We get free tickets to the fair for whoever wants to show up. We'll bring in a couple of saws. I know Roger, I'm assuming you're probably going to bring a saw again this year. Yep, I'll have Roger. If someone wants to bring a saw, I'm more than happy to have you bring a saw, so I don't have to. But Roger and I can bring saws. We can cover that. But if someone else wants to do it, talk to me. I'll give you the details. You just have to arrive to the fair early, drop your saw off, and then they bring it out to you at the end of the day. But you have to be there all day. So like I said, we do have that covered if need, but if someone else wants to, you know, I'm more than happy to let them take that part over. What else did I have? So like I said, about those presentations, if you're interested in doing that, please let me know if you have any ideas. I'll keep bringing this up here over the next few meetings. We have till August. I understand public speaking for me is not a big deal. I'm very comfortable with it. I don't mind doing presentations, and if I end up doing them all, that's fine. We won't do it. But if someone is interested in doing it, but you're not quite sure how to get started, how to arrange, you know, how to put something together, I'm more than happy to work with you. I can help you put something together, get some positive feedback. I will probably be doing that with my own. I'll be working with a couple of you guys to say, all right, this is what I got. What do you think? Should we trim this? You know, yeah, talk less. Okay. I know. I happen to be passionate about saws, so I can talk about it all the time. But so I wanted to plant that seed now. We've got 6 months, a little over 6 months. Let's start thinking about it now. And I think the program idea is not a bad idea. Like I said, short, 10, 15 minutes, because I mean, we're going to get people, if you go any more longer than that, people are just going to get bored and walk away. So we want to keep it short, concise, show you here's what you can do, here's why you want a scroll saw, here's why you want to join the club.
Do we officially have a day, or have they officially
Not
asked
yet.
us yet, or whatever?
We do not have the day yet. We usually don't get the day to what, May?
But
Yeah.
they're planning to have us again, as far as we know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as far as we know, I think the fact that my impression is the fact that we sponsor the ribbons, which they like, obviously, they want people to sponsor ribbons. I think it's a case of we sponsor ribbons, they let us be at the fair.
It's just a large organization that has a lot of moving parts.
It is, yeah, and it's a lot of volunteers.
Yeah, so.
The creative activities building, it's big. I mean, you see, anyone who's been in there knows how big that thing is.
Yeah.
And woodworking is a small part of it, so. But my interactions with them have been good. I know they had a new person last year took over. Don's not here, I was gonna ask him.
Don's online.
Oh, he's online, okay. Yeah, they had a new coordinator, so whoever it is that runs it, take over. Tiffany, I will talk to you about the
Yeah,
fair
let's talk
separately when it gets
after
closer. So I'll work with Tiffany and figure out the days. We'll make sure we get it coordinated, who's coming when, and we'll go over all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to plant that seed now to get, please, my contact information's in the newsletter. Send me an email, give me a call, leave me a voicemail, whatever. If you've got an idea, hey, I think this would be a great idea to do a presentation. Hey, I wouldn't mind doing it, you know, I'll do a presentation. Let me know, we'll start getting that coordinated now. So just plant that seed now, no rush, no position, and no pressure. If you're not comfortable doing a presentation, that's okay. I totally understand. There's plenty of things I'm not comfortable doing. All right, so moving on. Club dues are due in April. So those are coming up, and Tom, how much are yearly dues?
20.
$20. Tom is prepared. If you want to pay this today, that's fine. Tom will take your money, get you your card, get you taken care of. Tom, you got the cards? You said the NorthStar cards.
And make sure you get a card, that I give you a card, because the last time I went to Rocker a couple weeks ago, I had to show my card to get it, so. Get the discount, you need to have the card in your wallet first.
Yeah, it's good to have it, if you want to get the discounts on the different discounts we have with the realtors. Yeah, definitely get your card, and talk to Tom to pay your dues there. Oh, and then Tom, you mentioned too that next month we need to have someone do an audit.
Right, need a couple people to
Look at the books.
stuff and.
I don't think it's anything that complicated. It's probably takes
Like
what-
balancing a checkbook is.
Yeah, I think. Okay, anyone willing to do our audit for us? Oh, there we go. We got a volunteer. We got 2 volunteers. All right.
Okay.
All right, Tom. You're volunteering. You got it. I'll talk to Tom. He will get the information you need and help you out with that. I appreciate you guys volunteering for that. Probably good that you don't have me doing it. I am not the best with numbers. I mean, I can do it, but let's just say my wife handles the finances, not me. Okay. Anyone else have anything else they wanted to bring up that I didn't talk about? Anything that I may have missed? Yes.
Yeah, I made contact with an outfit in Eden Prairie, and they're like wood in the hood. They take logs and whatever that have been cut down, and they get them from the tree services, and they don't want to deal with these big ass logs. So this outfit, they're kind of a smaller version of wood in the hood. But anyway, they've got a kiln and all this stuff, and so I'm gonna keep going over there and maybe take some pictures of their operations, see how they cut it up, see how they dry it, and if I make a little relationship, hopefully this fella, he was a really nice guy, will come and talk to us at some point. But I'm not gonna tell him that yet. But anyway, he gave me a bunch of just some drops that they had, and I was hoping to get some more of those, you know, and because I said, what we use is about the size of a sheet of typing paper. That's what we want, because that's what you run your patterns off on. If it's bigger than that, it's a little special deal. But and he seemed fine with that. He said, sure, anything that's garbage here, we'll just give it to you.
Oh,
So
nice.
we have some of that stuff today. Go ahead and take whatever you want, it's all free. If you don't want it, put it in Roger's car. And he'll take
This
it.
goes back to Mike.
They'll throw it back in your yard.
Tell you what, Mike,
What?
when I have leftover, we'll put your.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, those are fighting words.
Okay.
All right, was there anyone else that anything they wanted to add? All right, I'm a little disappointed, no one mentioned my shirt. I mean, I bought the special.
I
for you guys.
like it, yeah.
I like your shirt.
Yeah.
Nobody noticed it. I thought it was funny because everybody hates Sandy.
I noticed it.
Yeah,
I didn't say anything.
It's all right, it's fun. I just thought, I saw it on Amazon, I thought it was funny, I'm like, okay. I don't know how many times I said, I hate Sandy. Well, maybe Sandy doesn't like you either, okay.
Where'd you get that?
Amazon,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I just want to. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on with elections. John Engler's gonna take over for elections, and we will go from there.
All right.
I will get out of the way.
Hey, John.
All right. I will come.
Well, welcome to our 18th annual elections, and I always, I like to do this because I gotta get over the camera. I like to do this because I like to take a few minutes to talk about the history, because there's so many people who have just come along and don't know how we started, but back in 2009, it was our first meeting. We met in March, was down at Rockler to have a little get together and kind of decide that we should have a club. So in April of that year, so of 2009, we really had our first meeting. At that meeting, we decided to have $20 dues, which we still have now, 18 years later. We decided to be part of SAW, Scroll Saw Association of the World, which has since gone away, but they helped us get bylaws and so forth. And then after that, we moved to Swede's garage, Swede Bankston, our first president. We started meeting at his place. So I looked back at charter members and who's still available here or still around meeting. And so Bruce, I was hoping Bruce would come today, but myself and Bruce Graham and Denny is one of our charter members there back there, Dennis. There was about 10 of us who put the $20 in to start the club that first day. And then Reed Carpenter. Reed shows up once in a while. He did our
Website.
website for a long time. So the first election, we had Swede Bankston as president. Ted Zaccoli was vice president. Ted retired and moved to Florida. And Donna Zibley was secretary treasurer. Since then, we split up secretary and treasurer because it was a big job. And then I was program chair. And since then, we've changed program chair to, I guess it's part of being vice president. But at that time, so that was the first group who kind of got this thing off and running. And as Roger was talking about TLC, I thought we started that in around 2012, I think.
11, that's when I started.
Okay, must have been late 11, but it's right around the beginning of 12 or so. But since then, I wish we somehow kept track of all the years, and maybe we could go back, but I know it's well over 50,000 pieces we've done. We do 3,000 a year or so, and so that's a lot. It might be 60,000 things we've done over the years for TLC Toys. So, I did want to mention too, we've got over $3,000. Our $20 a year doesn't even pay for all of our expenses. That money has come from a couple of members, especially when Sweet passed away. They sold off a lot of his stuff, donated it all to the club. Phil, same thing. I remember you did a saw and we made a few $100s.
Yeah.
And then Dave Fate. So we've had some other inputs of cash, but.
And Gary Geis too.
Gary Geis too. So we've been real fortunate that all that extra money, you wonder, because again, our fixed expenses are over $1,000, and that's pretty much what we bring in for dues. So anyway, a couple of people I should recognize from over the years. So some of you don't know that Mike Zank. Everybody knows Mike. Mike was president in 2016 and then came back in 2023 and 2024. So he's been around. And Warren, 21 and 22. And of course, I was president back in the olden days, and 11 and 12 and 13 back then. And now Troy too. We all know Troy, 25. So anyway, so that's sort of a brief history of NorthStar Scrollers, and who knew that we'd still be here 17 years later doing this, and the club is stronger than ever because we have great people come forward and get on boards and run meetings and get us, keep us going. So even as all of the original people have moved on. So we're here to have elections today for this next year. We do have bylaws, by the way. I don't know if they're published anywhere. Are they on the website?
No, they're not on the website.
Are they?
I think so.
They're not on the website.
I'll
No.
give them to you.
Well, I've got the bylaws. I just haven't put them
I
up
don't know
there.
if they need to be on there or not. I just wonder, and it's probably time to relook at them sometime if the board ever wants, because 2017 is the last time they were looked at. But they do define some of these things, and so our election will be going in this order: president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. They're all for one-year terms. I think in the bylaws you can't do more than 3 years in a row or something. I don't know. There's some people have expressed an interest in running, and we know we'll be nominating them, but anybody out there who haven't been asked or whatever and wants to get involved, feel free to nominate yourself or get somebody next to you to nominate. We'll have an election. Then after the elections of these four, and then the past president is part of the board, that's Mike, and then the president can appoint up to 3 more people. And it's great to get some new people involved in that. So if anybody wants to do that, talk to Troy, assuming he runs for president again, and get involved. And
ask him what a board member has to do.
A board member, well, the 4, we know there's 4 positions. The other 3, well, board meetings, they get involved in, I guess I don't know if we've had any board meetings lately, but
We need to have one.
But board meetings are always kind of the time where we think about new ideas and get things going to bring to the club. So hopefully we get those going again, and be involved in the club and helping get things going.
They would be the
What did you
one,
have in mind, Warren? Anything else?
No, just,
they would be,
Basically, the board is the group that authorizes the activities.
Yeah.
And so they should be looking for the new activities and deciding, well, we're gonna do this and we're not gonna do that, or, but mainly, bringing in new types of things that either help advertise the group or grow the membership or support other things like the Girl Scouts and the State Fair.
Well said, thank you. Okay, we'll start with nominations for the position of president.
I'll nominate Troy.
All right, is there a
I'll
second?
second that.
I nominate Troy too. I don't know, he doesn't really want it, but.
Any other nominations for president? Okay, all in favor of Troy, say
Somebody
aye.
said something.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations,
All right,
Troy.
thanks, that was good. We will have a board meeting, I promise. Just anyone who's gonna be on the board, when I do a board meeting, it's just via Zoom. We'll usually do it like in the evening. I work full-time, so we'll usually do it like on the evening, like 6 o'clock. We'll have a board meeting via Zoom. We do need to have one coming up here. I will do one scheduled here the next month or two, because there's some things we need to go over, so. But they're not, they're very friendly, just via Zoom, we go over a bunch of stuff and what we're planning on doing with the club and what, any ideas. And honestly, anyone that has any ideas of what you think we should do with the club, feel free to bring it up to myself or any of the board members. I love all your feedback, and I will take any constructive criticism.
Okay, for vice president, nominations are now open for vice president. Is there any nominations?
And the thing about vice president, the most important job is he is also the program coordinator. So you're gonna have to get programs, and that takes a little bit of time each month, but it's not that bad. And then you cover for the president if he goes to Hawaii for vacation. And, but other than that, it's not that bad.
You repeated that, Chelsea.
I'd like to nominate Keith Swanson. Is that your last name? Yeah, I'd like to nominate you.
You accept, Keith? That's a yes. No, I'm just kidding. You be all right with that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Good,
Second?
good job.
Anybody else, any other nominations? All in favor of Keith being vice president?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
all help you out, Keith.
Yeah,
so-
you're not on your own, don't worry.
No, it's-
All right. Secretary. I guess I could have going through the bylaws here. Secretary does the main thing is the meetings, minutes for the meeting.
And board meetings.
And board meetings, so. And then helps with, pretty much, that's the main.
And I will say that we are experimenting with having Zoom take notes from meetings. And from what I've seen with our wood carving club, it really, really helps the secretary a lot.
This is AI, Mike, or what?
Yep, it's AI.
And did it work?
Well,
For you guys?
well, for them, we're gonna try, we're trying it today.
We're trying it this meeting.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, any nominations for the position of secretary?
I'll nominate Sheila Specker.
That's me. I second.
Second. Anybody else? Any other nominations? All in favor of Sheila being secretary, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hey,
Okay, and treasurer. Nominations open for treasurer.
I nominate Tom.
Tom Fish,
Yes, Tom Fish.
second.
Second.
I've been planning my speech.
All right. All right.
And what I was gonna say was what Lyndon Johnson said, if nominated, I will not run, if elected, I will not serve. But I will put my name in that.
Thank you, Tom. Tom has done it for 1 year, I think.
Yep.
And going into his second year. So, all in favor, any other nominations for treasurer? All in favor of Tom, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hey.
Thank you, Tom. And thanks to the.
Right now, we're taking nominations for next year. Think about what you want to do next year to help out the club.
Everybody serves.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
They would die.
All right, well, thank you to everyone that was nominated and elected. I appreciate it. We really can't have the club without the board. I will send everything, send out a notice. We'll get a Zoom meeting going. We'll pick a date. We'll get a Zoom meeting going. There's some stuff we need to go over, some things we need to plan. So I know I've been a little lacking in the board meetings. It's just been a tough year here for me, and still just kind of learning the ropes of doing the presidency. It's a little bit different for me. I've never done anything like this before. So yeah, Katie.
We also need new board members that the president will appoint, and we need new life. I mean, I've been a board member almost the whole time that I was there, but there were a few years that I wasn't. We need new life, some new ideas. So if you're interested in being on the board and bringing ideas, get your name, let Troy know.
Let me know if there's anyone, if you want to say now, that's fine, or if you want to approach me later, that's totally fine. So we call it board members at large, is that what we refer to them?
Yes.
3.
Yeah, we call them board members at large, that's what we refer to them as. Board members at large?
What about them?
Is that
That's what I'm talking about.
As we call them, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you appoint.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're a board member at large, it just means that you help with the board. When we meet, you come to the meetings when you can. You help us come up with ideas. We vote on stuff. Because the way it works with the board, obviously, we vote on something. We say, hey, we want to do this, and if 3 of the board members say yes and 5 say no, well, then we don't do it. So that's the whole point. It's all the democracy. You don't have a democracy without people participating. So I can definitely I'll talk to some people. I may maybe tapping a few people here to try to get you to be on the board. But yeah, I definitely appreciate everyone that is serving, and I appreciate everyone coming to these meetings. We've had some really good turnouts lately, and that's really great. Okay. So somebody told me that tip of the day.
I did.
You did, Carl.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I've got another one, but I'm going to let Carl do this.
I was thinking about this when I was, we've all had the problems. You've got a glue bottle, right? Well, and the glue bottle sits like this. But inevitably, you go to use the glue bottle and you pop it open and you squeeze it and nothing comes out. Nothing comes out. And you get in there and you run it underwater. You grab a toothpick and you just can't get the gunk out of it. Well, I've always talked to my dentist about her drills. I said, oh, that looks like my Dremel, right? And so we kind of joke about that. But then one day when I was getting my tooth cleaned, I said, I says, that would be really handy to clean out my glue bottles. And she says, you want some? And I says, yeah. I says, what do you do with them? She says, well, we recycle them. And so I grabbed a bunch of these things. These are kind of handy. You get in there and you can yank that small corners. I also have little bottles that I put dyes in it, and sometimes it'll dry out. And I get in there. This is great for cleaning that out. And the zoom's right there on the camera. It should have me on the camera. Okay. So these are really handy. Well, a bunch of these have been sitting in my drawer because it gave me a couple handfuls of them. Wow. So I've got a bag full of them. So if anybody wants some glue bottle cleaner outers, and if you want to, you can save your grandkid. You could save your kids money by cleaning your grandchildren's teeth. So if you'd like to do that.
They also make very great deburring tools because I have a bunch.
Yeah, okay, so. They're great at fretwork.
And if people grab these and you want more, just talk to your dentist, they probably got tons of them, you can get rid of them. You could probably. Might be a little sharp.
Because they got kind of sharp edges.
So anyways, that was my tip.
Thank you, Carl.
I also have 80 more.
Do you have 80 more?
Because my dentist dumped it to me, the pottery.
Oh, yeah, I think more, pottery would be really handy. If you're doing really fine lines, yeah, that'd be great. Okay.
You got another one?
I got another one, so it's kind of a tip of the day. It's a little bit show and tell, but I'm sure you guys are all wondering what the heck this thing sitting here is. So, Carly, I'm gonna put my computer on the screen here for just a minute. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Remember how to do this.
Display. You can extend your display.
Yeah, there we go. You think the IT guy would know this?
Should be obvious, and it's a Roku.
I got it. Okay, so right here, this is a jet air filtration system. Now this thing it's pretty nice. It's got a 1 micron filter, so that's really tiny. And basically it's a fan that blows straight up, sucks through the filter, right? Nice, Jet makes nice stuff, and they're really proud of it because it's $742 on sale. Now, I'm not knocking Jet. I own a lot of Jet tools. I like their stuff. I'm sure it's a really great tool, but YouTube is a little dangerous because all of a sudden on my feed, there was a video from Woodsmith. Now, if you're familiar with Woodsmith, they're based out of Iowa. There's a magazine. They also have a TV show. But it was a shop-made dust collector. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. And it looked a lot like the Jet one. So I looked on their website and I bought the plans, $10 to buy the plans, and I built it. But I was curious, so I'm like, okay, $700, $800 regular price, $742. How much is it going to cost me to build this thing? So I added up very carefully. It was just under $300 to build this. And I built it last Saturday. So it took me a day.
Wow.
So they brag that theirs is really quiet. So that's halfway. And I took my decibel meter, and this is about 70 decibels at full speed. So that's full speed. They claim theirs is about 70 decibels, but all this is this is an inline fan that I got off of Amazon for about $100. This filter is actually the Jet filter, which was about $85. And this is just 3/4 birch plywood. It's not even Baltic birch. I was gonna do Baltic birch, but I actually found this at Menards, and it doesn't have any void, so it's pretty good. And you don't need Baltic birch for something like this. And then just a piece of metal. This just covers the fan. So $300 versus $742. I thought it was and it's nice because you can roll it where you're working.
Yeah.
And it's a 1 micron filter, which a HEPA filter is 0.3 micron. So it's almost a HEPA filter. So it is a really fine filter. It really does a good job getting the dust, and you can move where you like.
Where'd you get the base?
I made it. This is all me. I made all of this.
These are all in the plan.
It's all in the plan.
So where did they have you buy that, or did you?
What's that?
The base.
The filter?
No.
The base.
No, I made
The
that.
bottom.
You made it,
I made
the plans, it's all wood.
Yeah, I know, but where'd you get, you cut that out of wood?
Yeah, I have a circle cutting jig for my router. Yeah, this is all wood.
It looks like plastic.
Oh, it's because of the
You nice paint.
it's
job.
supposed to look like R2D2, so that's why it's wood. That was the joke, is that
You
it looks
fooled
like
me.
R2D2, so that's why I painted it metallic. This is all wood. This is all so. I have a circle cutting jig for my router, and it has instructions in the plan how to make your own. But I have one I bought from Millscraft for about $50 that I use a bunch. So it's 7 circles. You literally you just figure out what size the fan, the shroud is, and it's an 8-inch fan. So I just cut it really carefully, and it fits really tight. So it's airtight. So there's a ring here. There's a couple rings you can't see down here, and a ring here. And the fan is just it's an inline fan, 8 inches around, and it just fits in there. And then the filter is just held with these threaded rods. Put pressure. You don't have a ton of pressure, but the filter has a rubber gasket on it. So it pushes down against that gasket, makes an airtight seal, sucks in the dust through here, exhausts. Here's a piece of metal here, so you don't drop anything in the fan. And that's all there is to it. So this fan is just from Amazon. It was about $100. In the plan, they recommend one, but it's like twice the price, and I'm cheap, so. And then the filter they recommend is a little bit different too, but I found the Jet filter, I'm like, well, that's the same as the Jet, and it's the right size. So yeah, you just cut a bunch of circles, you put it all together. Like I said, I did it in a day. So if you're thinking you want a better filter, then they call it an upgrade over your, the box fan with the filter, which is fine. But those are only about a 5 micron. This is a 1 micron, so it gets that really fine dust. And what I do is I set it right next to my scroll saw, run it about half speed, and it gets that fine dust that gets up in the air. And I have a ceiling one, but I like this one. It's really light. This thing weighs like nothing. So I want you to, if you're interested, you're like, hey, I want to make one of those. let me know, I can tell you where to get the plans. There's only $10 for the plans. It was pretty cheap, and I think that, you know, well, yeah, $300 seems like a lot of money, but it's a lot less than $740. So, and that's including tax, and that's everything.
Wow.
It was under $300. Yeah.
Also on YouTube, Woodsmith has building that on video.
Yep,
You
that's
can
the video I
follow
saw.
along as you're building yours and pause it and build it as they build theirs on video.
Yep, I recommend getting the plans, but they are pretty good. If you ever build anything from Woodsmith, their plans are really good.
Yep.
But you gotta read them really carefully, because they don't give you everything. They kind of assume you know what you're doing, which, yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah, so I wanted to share that as a tip, and kind of, I saw it, I'm like, oh boy, you know, I wanted that one, but I can't spend $700. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. And like I said, I built it in the weekend. So with that, let's go ahead and move to show and tell.
I got a tip.
Sure, go ahead.
The other day I was putting felt on the bottom of about 3 different pieces, and one of them was a live edge thing, and to show up on felt, I use a silver colored magic marker. Well, these worked okay, but when I got to the live edge one, I scribed around there on my piece of felt, and then when I picked up my piece of live edge wood, and there's some of that magic marker, silver, on my piece of live edge wood, and I'm going, you idiot. How do you get that off? So I went over to the computer and Googled, how do you get off this stuff? And it said, rubbing alcohol. And I took that, and even on that rough surface, that rubbing alcohol worked real good. So if you ever have magic marker on your wood, use some rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
It works.
We wanted to know if you carved that.
Oh, no. I had nothing to do with that.
Well, this is show and tell, but it's not exactly scroll saw. As many of you know, I'm down in Rochester. I belong to the Wood Carvers Club down there, and we're doing our annual show coming up in about 3 weeks. So Saturday and Sunday, the 28th and 29th, we've got our show down there. It's our 50th anniversary. We're adding a few extra things at the show. And I know a number of you have been coming down before, and it's worth a trip down to Rochester to see what we've been doing in terms of carving. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a big scroll saw guy. I'm also not a big carver. I've got my puzzles, and if you would like to see puzzles that are different from jigsaws, puzzles, and other types of things like that, I always bring a small portion of my collection. Oh, Katie's doing that. She knows I've got more than 2,000 puzzles at home. So I bring some of those to the show. There are some bookmarks here. Please take one. It's got the location and things. One caution, the QR code, and we got the wrong one on there.
Oh, no.
It's dead. But if you need any more questions, just rochesterwoodcarvers.com. And we'd be happy to see you down at the show. Yes.
Is it at the same place as been for the last several
Yep,
years?
we've been in the same place for ages now. And part of the county fairgrounds, and which used to be the 4-H building.
Thanks, Mike. All right, who else got something to show? Mike? All right. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, back to this pheasant. This was carved by, I believe, a gentleman like 50 or 60 years ago. This thing is old, somewhere down in southern Minnesota, and was given to one of my wife's relatives. Well, if you set this thing the way it was on a table, it goes like that. And there's a hen pheasant, same thing, big long tail, won't stand up. So they were thinking, well, Mike Zink, you know what you're doing. You could design something that would make this stand up. So I said, well, okay, and they went to Palm Springs for the winter and stuck me with the pheasants. And so I thought about it and thought about it each night, you know, I go to bed and how am I gonna hold this thing up, and it's gotta be stable. So I had finally figured that maybe I would use a piece of live edge wood for the base, but they were just kind of too big and a little too rough, and so after consultation with the folks there, we decided to use an oval shape. And you can go online and there's a program on there, you just use it and you can make any shape oval you want, real long, real skinny, whatever. So I made this, and then I decided after being in bed a number of nights, I would drill a small hole through here, come out the bottom, and then I would take a Forstner bit, about a 1/2 inch, and I tried buttons, and I tried all kinds of stuff to put the wire on and tighten it up, and it just didn't work. Finally, I came up with a 1/2 inch long piece of 3/16 dowel, and I let that lay down in there across one of the wires, and then you could tighten it up, and that would tighten it up. So then I had a good feel on it, and it's nice and snug. So when they get back, I'm gonna put the fella's name who made these pheasants on the back here. I'll just use it in magic marker. So that's that. And then I brought in this cutting board last month, and I didn't have it finished. I just had the walnut part cut out, but no finish, and I didn't have this end on it that goes under the cabinet. And this has to be a particular color to match that blonde oak that everybody had back in the 50s and 60s. So I found out what it is at Menards. It's called spring oak, if you ever need that nice blonde. But we tried about 5 different colors, me and a couple of guys at Menards, and finally found that perfect color. And then to bring out this nice, deep, beautiful color in this wood, I put mineral oil on it, like you'd put on a cutting board, and boy, that just brought out the color nice. Just really a nice looking board. I hope they don't cut on it.
Don't use the cutting board for cutting.
Yeah, don't cut on it.
And Warren, you have something?
So we talked about Steve Good earlier, and when I knew he was sick, I was looking at what was the last thing that actually what was the first thing he put on his website, and it was this pattern. I was going to say that Steve usually comments about his patterns that they're not too difficult, they're beginner, or they're intermediate, or whatever. And this was the first pattern, which isn't a simple pattern. It's more of an intermediate to advanced. And but anyway, he's evolved and always made sure that he make the pattern, you know, for the people that could handle it. He commented about what to be good or harder about it. Anyway, when you make one, you got to make two. So I made a second one. This because I have a backer for the thin
Sure.
Nathan board. But so that was the first pattern he did, and this was the one that he did this year on January 16th. The last pattern he put out. So I give myself maybe a B plus on the scroll work here, and maybe a C for the painting, but it's the best I could do. Anyway, it came up. Very nice. So that's that. And this, if anybody's interested, I just got this in the mail yesterday. It's called the Winfield Collection, and it's got a bunch of patterns in here. They're usually for outdoor stuff. They're larger kind of things. Maybe if you can or cannot do, you might have to have a jigsaw to cut some of these big things out. But if anybody's interested in looking up at that, they can have that.
They have a division also called Scroller. that they sell scroll saw patterns.
Oh.
Same company. So if you go on the Winfield collection, there's a button for Winfield collection and there's a button for scroller. And they have a whole bunch of patterns. Scroller patterns, if you remember the pumpkins I brought a couple months ago,
Yep.
that's from the Winfield collection.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyone?
I've made a lot of their stuff. Nice patterns.
You can have it.
Thank you. Thank you, Warren.
This is on the last issue of Scroll Saw Woodworking and Craft. Somebody saw it in the magazine and wanted it.
I wonder who that was.
Yeah, we were
Right.
Was it you?
No.
Oh.
That's beautiful work.
It's not as hard
Carol.
as it looks.
Yeah.
So
Where's Carol?
are
His
you
wife.
are you using a spiral when you do those, or could you just use like a number one
I know, actually, that was done with the 2-0.
with 2-aught? Okay.
And one thing about cutting stuff like this delicate, slow your saw down.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you slow it way down, it stops the breaking, a lot less pressure on the wood. This is plywood.
Yeah.
I plan on making another one, but that one's gonna be out of hard make.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start off with plywood
Sure.
first. to see what-
Did you stack cut?
No,
Oh, okay.
that I would not know, I would not stack cut that, because I think it's just, stack cutting, you get the bottom one gets you get a little delicate trying to stack cut it.
Sure.
Did you make the frame?
No, that's, the frame was a Hobby Lobby
Yep.
clearance item.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Nice job, Steve. All right. Who else would like to come up? Don't all jump up at once. I know there's other people that got stuff here.
I made this cross for my granddaughter, she's getting confirmed in April, so.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Beautiful.
What's it made out of, John?
This is hard maple, and then walnut I put around that.
Yeah.
And where did you get the pattern?
Teddy Wood.
Wooden teddy bear?
Wooden teddy bear?
Wooden teddy, yeah. I got it out of there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Now this one, like here, you have to, this, the hard part of the wood, I just cut that. They have this was the full length of the pattern, so I had to cut that little inch off of it.
Yeah.
And then
Fit it in there.
and fit it in there.
Nice.
It's really neat. Hey, John. Clinton, you want to come up and talk?
Sure.
All right. Got a couple things here.
Well, I thought I'd allot about 10 minutes for each one.
Okay.
These are a collection of Christmas presents that I gave to my daughter Holly, who's with me today. They were one a year, so these are over quite a few years. And I do the same thing to my other two kids, some grandchildren, some great-grandchildren. So there's a lot of them out there. I'm not going to pick up each one. You can come up and look at them. If you have any questions, if you have any questions right now, I'll be glad to answer them. If you have any later, I'll be around.
So you made all these and you still had time for the state fair?
Yep.
Wow.
Usually for the state fair, I look for a big one each year. These are my fun fill-ins. And what I do is I let them pick out their own patterns.
Yeah.
And they tell me what pattern they want. And then I get the pattern and make it for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
And then you always do beautiful work. Was there, I've got something up here. Was there anyone else that had anything? I'll make sure we got a chance to go. Okay, so I'll do mine. So this is my chess set. So I made the board. And then these are all compound cut. Yes, there are 2 pawns missing because I dropped them and they broke. So I had to remake them. Not a big deal. They're actually pretty, the pieces themselves aren't too bad once you get the hang of it. But I tell you, it took me a lot of practice to get the hang of it. And I'm not really that happy with all this chess set. This is my first actual set. I think I have a book with a bunch of different designs. I think I might make a different design before I actually enter this in the fair, because this is going to go to the fair. But they're all weighted. So before you cut them, you drill a hole with a Forstner bit, and then once you're all done, you fill it with lead shot, epoxy over it, and then I put ultra suede over the bottom. So they've got a little bit of weight to them, which makes them, if you don't weight them, they feel really, they don't feel right. You gotta give them a little weight. They feel much better when you weight them. So I made the board a couple months ago. That wasn't too bad, it's basically like a cutting board. Made the pieces, and then I made this box. And this box is from my favorite maker. This is from FindScrollSaw.com. So these out of Spain. But you see on the top there it says chess. And actually the pattern came with 6 different languages. So you can choose what language you wanted to say chess. I was like, English because that's what I speak. But his patterns are all recreations of old patterns. So this pattern is from 1900. It's an American designer. I forget what his name was. I'm still trying to figure out what these are supposed to be on the sides, these figures. I'm still not sure what they are. I think they're probably something sort of fanciful from that time. Because there's sort of, they don't really, I mean, you got a Cupid, you've got what looks like a Columbus era explorer. I think it was just something fanciful from that time. I'm not really quite sure what these are. But I thought it looked cool, and it's a chess box, so I need a place to put all the pieces. And the only problem is, it's not quite big enough to hold all the pieces, so I added a little shelf. So the pawns sit under there and then it holds all the pieces. So that will be going to the state fair, but I'm not entering it in the Scroll Saw competition, I'm entering it in the game. There's a wooden game category, so that's what I'm gonna put it in, once I remake the pawns, of course. But it's all just black walnut and hard maple. And these start off as I had to buy some 8x4 walnut and maple, and then you just cut it into a 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, and compound cut all these. And it took a while, and a lot of practice. So we do have our presentation. I gotta look here, I forget what it was.
We want to take a break first?
We're going to, yep. We're gonna take a break, yep. We're gonna take a break, and then the presentation will be, it's a video from Susan Loar on Scroll Saw Inlay.
Yep.
We'll take a quick break here, give everyone a little chance to walk around, and if you guys got any questions for me, I will be around. All right, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the presentation.
Meeting. Take your seats. Meeting.
All right, everybody. Rod, everybody over there?
Come on, they're chasing us out of here.
Meeting.
You know, that one,
I'm gonna get the cattle prod.
everybody,
Let's go, Danny.
Danny, guys, come on. Next
All right,
one.
Carl, so, I don't know what, inlay. We have a
Yeah, Scroll Saw Inlay.
Scroll Saw Inlay, all right. All right, so that's interesting to me because there's, every time I think I know everything that you do in Scroll Saw, I find something else. And I knew a little bit about inlay. Marquetry is like really fine inlay like that. That's neat to do. I know I think there's a few people here that may have done some marquetry, some inlay. So there's really every time you think you know it, you've seen it all, there's there's something else you can do with a scroll saw, so it's always amazing to see.
Have you tried this sort of?
I have not.
I thought it was really interesting.
It is really interesting, yeah, and I like that she started with a large, simple piece to get started.
Yep,
And
yep.
obviously, you know, hey, do some scraps to make sure you
Yep.
get the angle, because 2.5 might work for me, 1.9 might work for you, you don't know. Yeah.
I got some outsider opinions on this, because I'm a professional woodworker, I'm not a scroll saw.
Right.
I'm a supporter.
Sure.
The 1.8 in her example is based on two things, the thickness of the wood and the curve of the blade.
Right.
Because what I realized just watching that was, think of a funnel. You got one piece cut in a bigger opening than the bottom piece at the more narrow opening, or vice versa. So that's why it falls into it. I always wondered how you get the curve to go away.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. If you got thicker wood, the degree changes potentially. So that's why you have to experiment and test.
Yep, yeah, I always do a little bit of testing.
Also, with your sawdust filling the hole, you can also do that. I've used that successfully using CA glue.
Yep.
You pack it with sawdust, and you do CA glue, but then you got sand. So it could be a double-edged sword on that. And then the reverse image too. If it's words, you got to be careful if you're going to use the backside to reverse the image before you cut. Otherwise, when it flows through, it's going to be back.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I've mainly stuck to fretwork and a little bit of intarsia, so that I haven't tried inlay yet. I'll get there.
There are lots of calculations that you can go through to get the right angle with the curve. This technique takes a little bit of time on the saw, but it gets you right to what the specific pieces that you're working with is going to give you. So if you spend an hour and a half trying to go through all the mathematics and work it out, you would have been much easier to have a little bit of scrap wood and do it this way.
Yeah.
I've always had to take in, even doing the same pattern, kids, you have to test it.
Yeah.
Because you have to, I've seen times when it'll go 2.5 degrees and sometimes it'll be less or sometimes it'll be more, it just depends. Because I've done quite a few pieces.
I know I've seen pieces come in that were like that, like, I don't always remember who did them, but yeah, so it's definitely a fun, interesting technique. You can do some neat stuff with it.
One more question, but we can figure this out when we get home, but you probably know this. Her Hegner does the table tilt or does the mechanism tilt?
Hegner, the table tilt.
Okay.
The only ones that have the head tilt are the Excalibur style saws, so Pegasus, Seiko, Jet, Bailey.
Is it always tilt to the right? Because that's the way the table.
Oh, you could tilt it. You could tilt it both
They
ways.
go both ways, depending on the saw.
But how do you, I'm left-handed.
Oh.
I don't know if that matters, but she said make sure it tilts to the right. Is that because of which one is where?
It depends on which piece you want to fit.
Okay,
Do you want the bottom to come up or do you want the top to go down?
Yeah.
That's where doing the reverse would work if you have words. Then you can tilt to the left and bring it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. So depending which way you tilt the blade is how it's gonna slide together.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah, and most saws tilts, they'll usually go 45 one direction and like less than 45 the other.
And I use the sawdust and wood glue a lot when I'm building frames, because sometimes those miters don't line up just right. So you put a little bit of glue and a little bit of in there, and you do some sanding, you can't see it. So it really blocks, it really hides it.
Clinton had a inlay over there. How did he do his?
The maple leaf top on that box.
Clinton, how did you do that?
She tilted it to
Yeah,
the right.
Oh, here we go.
If you tilt to the left, you just have to reverse the direction you cut.
It'll be the same way,
And
right?
it would still work.
One thing I want to point out, don't make the mistake of thinking you can cut both directions. You have to go one way.
You can't stop in the middle and come back, It's gotta be one continuous cut.
Yeah. Speaking of tilting, I was gonna make a bowl, and I've made a few bowls in the past, but I used 3/4 inch wood. I went to 1/2 inch, I had this nice board, 1/2 inch. Now you gotta increase your tilt from, let's say, 20 some degrees to 30 some degrees.
To compensate for the thinner.
My Seiko won't get there.
Oh.
And my Excalibur won't get there.
Don't they go to 45?
They show it on, on this, on the
Oh,
thing.
you know what, I know what you're talking about.
I hit
You-
the table.
You start hitting the table with the head. I had the same problem with the baler. If you tilt it too far, the head will start hitting the table.
We'll start hitting the open,
Yep,
your
yep,
clearance
yep,
hole in it.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
You should have like a plus sign for your clearance thing.
Yeah.
For your, where your blade goes through. But,
Yeah, I did notice that. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Because my hawk is my main saw, and that one, the table tilts.
my Excalibur gets to about 35.
Yep. And that's
But I needed to get to 38 to do what I needed. And I just couldn't do it. Got all the board all ready to go.
That's frustrating. Well, I guess you need another saw, Warren.
I guess I do. I don't know what tilt is, I guess.
I got a Heckner I can sell you.
Just for
I'll
those
come
up
over
here.
and use it for
There
one
you go,
project.
you use it for one project, that's fine.
Sometimes you want the piece to actually stick out,
Yeah.
like on that earring holder there. The top piece up there
Yeah.
actually protrudes just for effect, like if you're doing a frame and you want to highlight in the center a piece of it sticking out and the rest of it all flush, you can do that.
Yep, just change by change.
Which one is that? He's talking
The
about.
first one.
The earring, the earring,
The
thing.
heart.
Oh, this.
The earring, yeah.
If you look, this part is actually protruding.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a book, I think it's Relief, Scroll Saw, but they have a piece in there where they take, and they make it different angles. And then you just cut circles out, and so you can tell how far.
Oh, yeah.
How far, or whether you want it to come right, if you want to go all the way through and go like they're doing, or you want it just to stick up a certain amount.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's always, you can never know it all. There's always something else out there, always something new you can do. That's kind of, what scrolling is about, is that it's a really versatile tool. You can do a lot of different stuff with it, and there's a lot of things with a scroll saw you can do that you cannot do with any other tool. There simply isn't another tool that will do it. All right, with that, I did want to mention, if you are interested, you want to make your own air filter, talk to me, because I can help you where to get the plans, and also I have a whole bunch of the tin that goes around there and the grate that goes on the top that I don't need, because I had to buy a big piece of it. So if you want to save a couple bucks, I'll give it to you, just let me know. And then, like I said, I use a circle cutting jig to cut all the circles, but the plans do include a design to make your own. But
How long do you think that filter will last?
I would say it's probably gonna last me forever, because I always blow it out when it gets,
Yeah.
you take there's 4 bolts on the bottom of the threaded rod, the bottom pops off, the filter's just sitting in there. So you just take an air compressor and blow it out when it gets dirty, and then it'll probably be good more or less forever. Eventually they do clog up so much that you have to replace it, but the filter's only about $75.
Think of your shop vac. You buy a shop vac, you rarely ever change that filter.
Yeah.
You just knock it out.
Unless it gets torn or something.
Exactly, unless it's damaged.
Take your filter, and the inside filter on your one that's your hangs from the ceiling. That inside one, you change that once every couple of years.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
I usually just blow it out.
Yeah.
Take it outside with the air compressor and blow it out. So, yeah, so the filters will last a long time. But like I said, I built it. I saw that, on YouTube. Like, okay, I gotta make it. I'm like, I got this circle jig. What else am I gonna do with it?
Couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, well, and like I said, and if you are interested, let me know. I can tell you where I got the filter, because that filter is a lot more expensive at Rockwell than it is at Acme. And then the fan I got from Amazon, like I said, I found. So, with that, thank you for everybody for coming. Unless anyone else has got anything else they want to add, Roger? Roger's got wood.
Got plenty of wood out there, so.
Go take wood from Roger.
No.
Empty out his truck. Anyway, motion to adjourn.
Help with the table,
Yep.
put chairs back, otherwise we're ready to go.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, everybody.
Move. So moved. All right, we're adjourned.
Adjourn. All right.
Thank you, everybody.
So I have experimented with that.